Shrockstar Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Shaun, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear. TG and Shaun, bringing that smoke. They stand in the paint, that ain't no joke. Tune in, turn up, let the show begin. The Buckeye Lounge, straight fire within. Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Shaun, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeye fans of all ages, the Ohio Podcast proudly brings to you the Buckeye Lounge. I'm your host, the Shrockstar Shaun Shrock, and with me as always, my co-host, my partner in crime, the Wolverine Slayer herself, Miss TG. And tonight, we have a very special guest, a former Buckeye great, and also NFL great, Mr. Orlando Lowry. Orlando, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. Hey, first off, that intro was off the hook. That was pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah, shout out to our man Eric for making it.
Good job, Eric.
Now, Orlando, a little bit what we do here is we like to bring the former players on like yourself and just let you tell your story, and then we'll get your take later on the team this year. But please let everybody know the years you played and how you became a Buckeye.
Okay. Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, area called Shaker Heights, just right outside of Cleveland. And the Buckeyes started recruiting me when I was a sophomore. They actually wanted me to play offensive line, and I didn't want any part of that, so I had no interest. But then a year later, they came back and they showed a lot of interest in me playing linebacker. And so it was my dream school. It was between Ohio State, USC, Pitt, Maryland, Tennessee, and I had to say this: it was Michigan. But I really didn't want to go to Michigan. I just wanted to make Ohio State want me more. I chose Ohio State. Had a wonderful experience, played with some great guys, and it was a dream come true for me.
Now, Orlando, when you got there, Coach Bruce was the one that recruited you. What was it like playing for Coach Bruce?
Well, it was pretty good. Coach Bruce, he kind of followed the same format that Woody had. Mm-hmm. And so the traditions didn't change, but there was a new driver, and we had former Buckeyes as coaches like Glenn Mason, Fred Puggich, and so the traditions pretty much stayed the same. We still had senior tackle, and our freshman year we still had to get up and sing in front of everybody during camp and all that stuff. But it was good. It was a good experience, and he was a pretty good coach.
It's actually great to hear. As a matter of fact, could you tell us some funny stories about him?
About Earl Bruce?
Mm-hmm. Do you got any funny stories? You got any?
No, I don't have any funny stories.
You sure? You sure? Because it feels like every last one of y'all always has like the funniest stories about your coaches. Every last one of y'all.
Well, it wasn't funny.
Well, do you got any stories about him whatsoever? Don't have to be funny.
Being a freshman, I wasn't developed really, so I wasn't as strong as everybody, and I got hurt one time in practice. And he stopped practice. He walked over to me and he looked down while the trainers were attending to me. And he was like, everybody move up 10 yards. And they just went on with practice. And I'm laying there. And so I learned real quick that the ball doesn't stop rolling. It's just, you know, just move on, continue with practice. But other than that, I didn't really have that much interaction with him because I was a defensive guy and he was more of an offensive coach.
Who's more of your coach on defense?
Some of my favorite coaches, Fred Puggage, he was my linebacker coach. He bled scarlet and gray. I mean, he just loved the Buckeyes. Um, Nick Saban, he was our coach for a couple of years, and that was interesting. He was as intense then, as he is now, or as he was at Alabama.
Was Pete Carroll there when you were there?
Pete Carroll was just before I got there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have any experience with Pete Carroll. Glenn Mason was there. You see, oh gosh, I mean it was a lot because they got rid of the defensive staff. I think my sophomore year and brought in a whole new group.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob Tucker, he was my position coach as well.
Because Puggage was a defensive coordinator in the 90s, and he had that great 96 defense. That team was pretty dang good. So he was a good coach. He was a real good
Yeah.
coach.
Puggage was very intense. And like I said, he was Buckeye through and through. And but the thing that annoyed me about Puggage, he would come out to practice and he would be singing and just jumping around and getting in people's face. But for some reason, he would always come to me and just smack me right in my ear hole. It's like, it's time to be Buckeyes. It's like you're at the Mount Olympus of college football, and he was just do that every day. But I got tired of him hitting me in the head, so I tried to avoid it.
Makes good sense.
Hey, who were some of your biggest influences and mentors during your time at Ohio State? Coaches or teammates who really helped shape you?
Wow, there's so many. A good friend, Vaughn Broadnax.
We've had him on the show. We've had Vaughn on the
Okay.
show. Great
Yeah,
dude.
Vaughn was a great guy. Shaun Gale was another one. Bill Roberts. Man, there was just so many guys. I had so many positive experiences. You see, from a coaching standpoint, Puggage, definitely Puggage. Um, just his intensity, and he just kind of made, when you're dog tired and you're looking to the sidelines in the fourth quarter and you're looking for something that's going to lift you up. I would look at him because of his intensity and the way he loved the Buckeyes. It just kind of helped keep me going.
Did you ever have a chance to try to tackle Keith Byers in practice?
Uh, I don't think it was memorable. He didn't run me over or anything like that. I don't think so.
We also had Keith on the show too, so we've had Vaughn
Yeah.
and Keith on the show. So
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to go back and check out those interviews, they were pretty fire.
Okay. Yeah.
that was a
Keith
big
another-
dude to try to take on, man.
Keith was something else. I think when I was a senior, he may have been a freshman. I think, and he got a lot of playing time. Really surprised me because freshmen don't play much at Ohio State, at least back then.
Mm-hmm.
Did not get much run.
Now, you played with a lot of great players. Who is some of your favorite teammates that you hung out with that maybe still talk to today?
Well, as I said, Vaughn is one of those guys. Um, and Vaughn used to live here in Indianapolis, so I still see him from time to time at retired player get-togethers.
Okay.
Um, let's see, Sean Gale was a good friend of mine. We were actually roommates one time.
Great safety with the Bears.
Yeah, yep. Garcia Lane, another good friend of mine from back then. Um, we just we had a good group. We all got together. I mean, got along, and I wish I could see a lot more of them. Now I don't get back to the games too often. Um, I had coached football, high school football, and just never really got an opportunity to go back to games.
Now, how did you like coaching compared to playing?
I loved it. Yeah, that was one of my dreams was always to be a high school coach, to have impact on kids, and I've been very blessed because I coach football and track, the shot put and discus.
Nice.
Don't coach football anymore because of the COVID, and so I stopped coaching because it was too much risk. I had a kidney transplant about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so my immune system is not as strong as it used to be. And so just try to limit being around all those people. But I still coach track, shot put and discus, and I enjoy that.
Okay, so when you think about your time at Ohio State, what was your favorite memory from your playing days in Columbus, on or off the field?
Wow. Favorite memory. Game day was always a favorite memory. And the thing about game day was just the whole process of gathering up and then running out of the tunnel and seeing all of those people at Ohio Stadium. Um, Sometimes, when we would run out, the ground would shake. You could feel it. Um, and then just the start of the game, I mean, that first kickoff. And so those are some of my favorite memories.
Do you have a game that really sticks out to you in your memories that either you balled out in, or you guys won, just a memorable game that really
Yeah, there were several, but Oklahoma, my senior year, I think Oklahoma was ranked number one. We were ranked number three,
Okay.
and they had Marcus Dupree,
Mm-hmm.
and we tore him up. I mean, he went out of the game at the end of the first half. He only had 36 yards, and he did not come back. And so, we won that game. We weren't favored to, but we put a hit on him, and yeah, we won that game.
Well, people might forget or might not even know who he's talking about, but Marcus Dupree was a great running back. He had a great freshman year there at Oklahoma, and for you guys to handle him like that says a lot.
Yeah, and then Michigan. Now back then the series was closer. We would win two, they would win two, and back and forth. Very, very, very tight, very low scoring game. So the two times that we beat Michigan, I got gold pants. That was really cool. And then my senior year, we lost to them, but we had a goal line stand, and me and Pepper Johnson met. I forget who the running back was, but we hit him, knocked him back, and we stopped him on the goal line.
Were you on that team when you guys won up in Ann Arbor in the rain when Schleister scored at the end? Gone through that block to spring them?
Yeah, yep. And yeah, Broadnex did the block. Did block.
Because that was the first time you guys had beat them in God knows how long up there. I mean, there was a long streak, and you guys broke the streak up there.
Yeah, definitely. So that was special, very special.
Yeah, I mean, at Ohio State, we all know it carries the unique pressure and pride. How did you handle those expectations as a player?
Let me tell you, I didn't sleep the night before any of those games. I couldn't sleep. And so my older brother, who played football, told me a little trick. And he said, if you ever get in a situation where you can't sleep, he said, just lay there and just rest. Don't move around, just rest. At least try to rest your body and calm your mind. And so I took that to heart, and that's what I did. But each one of those games, I did not sleep at all. But I was full of energy game day, you know. Um, so not sleeping didn't affect me because there was so much adrenaline going through my body.
Now, after those games were over, did you feel like kind of like a sense of relief when it was done? Like, like, because I've heard people say that, like, when they played that 1-2 game when Ohio State was number one and they were number two, and they said there was so much pressure in that game, the players kind of felt like this sense of relief when the game was over. That.
When we won,
Yeah.
now when we lost, that's the worst feeling in the world. I
And you
mean,
got to hear about
it's just we could win all our games and lose against Michigan. It's a losing season. That's the way we were programmed.
Now, Tyler asked one of our great guests in the chat. He wanted to know how you mentally prepared for that Michigan week.
Well, back then, we actually prepared all season for Michigan. We might have a 5 minute period first week of the season. We always seem to be working to prepare for Michigan, a couple of plays each week in practice. And then the week of Michigan, my first time experienced it, it was really odd because we get on the bus to take us to the facility, and I hear this music, and it's Hail to the Victors. And so then we get off the bus and we start walking through the facility. They're playing Hail to the Victors. And then on the walls, the walls were signs, uh, fake quotes from Bo Schembechler talking about the different units, how bad the linebackers were. And, so it was all this stuff to incense you.
Yeah.
And then in practice, the scout team had Michigan colors on. And so it was a big thing we used tape to tape our helmets up and make them look like a Michigan helmet. And so it was a big buildup all week. And yeah.
That's what they call billboard material.
Game day, you're ready. You're ready to fight.
Like your younger people might not know, that's what you call billboard material, and that's what everybody tried to, back
Exactly.
then. Nowadays everybody's got social media, but back then the coaches would put it right on the billboard and let everybody see what people had to say about them.
Right.
That's
the outside linebackers for Ohio State are the worst in the Big Ten. Stuff like that.
Oh boy.
You see that all week, and then in practice, they're wearing Michigan gear or Michigan colors, and you just try to tee off on that guy.
Doug Donnelly told a funny story to me in TG. We had him on. I don't know if you know who Doug is, but
oh yeah, I know Doug.
He said Woody Hayes goes, we're gonna go out fighting, and he punched the chalkboard. He said Woody ran out of the locker room and got in a fight with one of the Michigan groundskeepers or whatever, going on the way to the. He goes, man, that guy really wanted to come out fighting. He goes, we're gonna go out there fighting, and he goes, Woody actually got in a fight, and he goes, man, there was a whole other, totally different atmosphere trying to play that game as a freshman. He goes, man. I don't want to go out and start punching people.
I swear it's always gonna be the funniest story about Woody Hayes is how this man just wanted to go out and fight everybody, especially Michigan players.
the intensity for that game, you just can't measure it. You just can't. And so when we play up there, they have that tunnel where both teams come out, and every year both sides are woofing at each other. We're trying to get at each other. And you got coaches and security holding each other back, and we're pointing and yelling. Um, yeah, it's very, very intense. It, I remember one year Jerome Foster. I think this was at halftime or after we warm up and then we come back in. He's yelling and screaming, and Michigan's yelling and screaming at us. We get into the locker room. He goes to the blackboard, and he just forearm shivers and breaks that thing in half. Okay, so man, as a freshman, you see that it's like, let me go, let me get out of here, let me get at these guys.
That's juice, man. That's what you call that's juice.
Yeah,
that I mean, and that would be something I'm like, that's something Urban or Woody would do. I know that for a fact. That Earl Bruce did that. I was like, wow, you definitely got some of that craziness to you.
yeah.
Ooh,
And so when Michigan State and Michigan fought in that tunnel, I wasn't surprised at all, not at all, because Michigan uh, they feed off of that, and I think they kind of instigate it.
yep.
You
They
know,
love
they're
to
trying
instigate
to
that.
intimidate somebody. But, they're not going to intimidate us, but they're trying.
Now, you've had a chance to watch this year's team. Tell us what is your opinion on that defense right now?
Oh man, that defense is awesome. Um,
Nice.
it's awesome. Um, I just like how balanced they are. The fact that in the run, the effort is there. You've got some first round draft picks for sure
Mhm.
on that D line. Uh, the team is just working so well together defensively. And what I've noticed is people are doing their responsibilities. And we think, well, they should do their responsibilities all the time, but that's not the case because we have some people that in past years past they don't hold the edge, not keeping contained, trying to do too much. And so what I see is a team that they're playing their assignments,
Mhm.
and they're not trying to go for the individual glory. They're playing as a team.
Like I had a high school coach that used to tell us, "Do your job,
Do
just
your
do your
job.
job." And they play as a team, and all of them are. I mean, all three levels are playing as one. And I mean, there's no weakness in our defense right now.
Right. It would drive me crazy in years past where I would see an outside linebacker who has outside containment job, but then he bounces inside and then the quarterback runs outside.
Hmm.
And, and we're not getting that this year. We're getting
Yeah.
a lot of cage rushing, and everyone's doing their job.
Our producer Buck Vader, who's the third member of our team here on the Buckeye Lounge, he wanted me to ask you, what is it like after you beat the team up north?
Okay, that feeling of relief you were talking about, there's definitely that, and there's a feeling of wellness, a feeling of good that lasts a whole year. Yeah, that's no joke. When we lose, no matter what the record is, our mentality was it was a losing season because you didn't beat them, and
Well,
so that's and that may be the proportion of that may be out of kilter now.
mhm.
Now that we have the playoffs and we have opportunity to win a national championship, what do you want to do? Do you want to beat Michigan or you want to win a national championship? I want them all. I want to do both.
I think everybody want that.
Yeah. And then, the thing you don't want is win a national title and then hear the Wolverines talking about, well, you didn't beat us, so you really didn't win it. And so,
I mean, yeah. I I honestly, I'll be like, look here. I love the national title. Y'all can talk all the mess you want. We too busy celebrating. Y'all just upset because we don't care that we lost. We're too happy winning the natty. But more importantly, y'all want some attention because y'all been crap for 2 years now. So
right,
you know,
right,
that's all it is. And look, y'all can talk your mess because you've been beating Ohio State. But when you start seeing Ohio State fans, I'm like, we just won the natty. And we on the road to becoming the dynasty. Like, you know how Buckeye fans talk about they on the road to becoming the dynasty nowadays because of what we've been seeing from our team as of late. That's what they just hate more than anything. Because I think that's the biggest thing that they have always feared is if Ohio State went on to become this big dynasty, they
exactly.
would be left in the shadow because no one would care anymore. So it's like, yeah, you got to keep talking about it, which is why we want Ryan Day to beat them, so to shut them up.
Yeah. And it's like, listen, guys, have you forgotten about the last 20 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They keep acting like as if we haven't beaten them the last 20-some years. Oh, by the way, your 3 years don't count. The 1 year you have that counts is 2024. 2023 is all down to some scandals that you had going on. So, like, let's not play that game.
Exactly.
So, like, you want to talk, be real, brother. Be real.
Orlando, who was probably your toughest opponent when you played college football that you went against?
um, I mean, we have to go back up to that school up north, you know. Can't stand them, but I respect the heck out of them because, they're like us.
Now, do you feel with what has happened with that scandal, we've kind of lost the respect in the rivalry here now?
Um, no, I don't think you lose that respect. I mean, Michigan's Michigan. Okay, so they're going to be good. They're going to be tough. Um,
Well, against
and,
us, they are.
and
But against
but
us, they are. Against everybody else, they're just straight trash. Just nobody has the ability to take advantage of it.
yeah, but also with the rivalry game, no matter how much talent, how much more talent we have over them, which is normally every year,
Pretty
um,
much.
that game is incredible. It's going to be a tough game, and we know they're going to give us their best. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but every team we play, they give us
Does
their best.
that.
Yeah. It's our Super
Every
Bowl.
team does that.
Yeah,
It's their national title. It's their Super Bowl. Like I think for Ohio State when it came to the Michigan game in 24, I think it came down not because of how tough the game was. I think Ohio State could have outright beat them if they got out of their own way. Because one thing
yes,
I've always said was for Ohio State, mainly for Ryan Day, because it's really been a mental thing with him where it's like he was so stuck on that narrative that kept getting in his head so much to a point where he keeps forgetting Ryan. All you gotta do is just beat them your way. It doesn't matter how you beat them. Just beat them. We don't care if you beat them by one. Just beat them. We don't care how you do it. Just beat them.
right.
I think now he's starting to understand that more than anything.
I think you got a good point. Just win the game.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't care if you try to run or throw. It doesn't
exactly.
matter. Just beat them. Use
yeah.
what you have.
We wanted
As
to
a matter of
try
fact,
it out Michigan, and that just didn't work last year.
it's
We
like
wanted to run it
no,
down the
you
field.
can't do that because understand they don't have the same talent as you. Like you got better receivers than them, and every time you threw the ball to Jeremiah Smith, they kept getting PIs and we kept getting touchdowns. So it's like use that. If
Right.
anything, use your receivers. You had the weaponry. He just didn't do it. But part of it is also because we hear that, Will Howard might have gotten injured and he didn't
Mm,
trust Devin Brown whatsoever. So it's like he kind of had to work around that as well. So hopefully we can avoid that this time around.
yeah. Yeah. I hope so.
Hey,
And we really don't know what happened and why. Um, but we're going to beat them this year. I'm pretty
So,
sure of that.
sometimes the ball bounces the wrong way. I mean, you missed 2 field goals. I mean,
In the red zone,
yeah.
nonetheless.
Mm,
Sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. I mean, usually games like that, sometimes a bad call or a bounce of the ball the wrong way will screw you. So,
Yep.
all
I
right.
mean, Buckeye Bill asked, "Can you truly watch the game, or do you have to watch it over after the game's over with? Are you so Can you truly like toss us the game, or do you have to go back and
Okay.
rewatch it?"
So I have um, evolved over the years. And
Okay.
so in my younger years, I could not watch through an entire game if it wasn't going well. I just couldn't take it. Um, and my kids would tell you, I would just storm out of the room, yelling and screaming. But now I've mellowed and I can watch the entire game. And whether they win or lose, I'm still going to be hot, but I can watch it.
Now, you have walked at the highest level of competition. You've played in the league. You played in the NFL. What was probably your most memorable NFL moment?
It's a memorable NFL not moment.
Okay.
Okay, and so what I mean is, I forget who we were playing. It may have been Denver, and uh, I was running to the sidelines. I was mirroring the guy that had the ball. Someone hit him, and he fumbled the ball. And I picked it up, scoop and score, ran about 30, 40 yards. And toward the end, as I got closer to the end zone, I held it tight because I was tired. And so I didn't want anyone to uh, get me from behind or punch it out. So I went down on it. As I was running, the camera flashes were flashing. I mean, this was like a Hollywood moment for me.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then when I turned around, they took the fumble away. Um, they said his knee was down. I was like, oh man,
That always sucks.
that was my moment, you know. So yeah, it's a big nine moment. But another moment was punt return, and I was in the middle. I was a linebacker, and I had to run back and make a block for the return guy. And so when the ball was hiked, I hit my guy. I think it was the up back, and then he came. He ran past me, and I caught him. And I was like, man, this guy's fast. And so I'm running as hard as I could to get to him. Our return guy caught the ball, and then he started to run toward me. And as he started to run toward me, uh, I got closer and closer to the guy that was trying to tackle him, and I was able to hit him, but get my head in front. If it was in the back, it
Clipping.
would have been a block in the back. But I got my helmet right in front, so I got it right in his ear hole, and our guy ran off my tail end, and I think it was Robbie Martin, and he returned it for a touchdown.
Ooh,
Wow, that's awesome.
no, yeah, that
Yeah,
is actually pretty awesome.
I,
And
I threw the key block.
oh, by the way, like talk about respect for scum. You got some who say I would never respect scum after the whole cheating scandal, which you can't blame them because that is the most dog crap scandal in the whole world. Especially because it cost, especially because it did cost like, especially with all the misery, especially it caused mainly Ryan Day and his family. Because I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad for them. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're called scum for a reason, but
Exactly.
yeah, I
as
mean,
a
some
player,
people call them another word, but I won't say it.
um, I respect them as players.
Yeah.
Um,
Are
but
they?
what the coaching staff did with that cheating, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Just and they should have an asterisk, and the penalty that they received was not enough.
I mean, they're
Uh,
always gonna have an asterisk no matter what. Nobody's ever gonna respect their natty, and that's what really infuriates the fan base the most is that nobody will ever respect your natty like they respect your rivals' natty, because at least your rivals was earned on hard merit, where you just cheated your way through.
right.
So
You're right. No,
nobody.
you're absolutely right. And you know what? And they really don't care. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it's
They
like,
don't.
hey, except what's funny is you say you don't care, but yet you never bought any of your national title merch and let
Mm,
your M-Dem go out of business. So if you really don't care, you probably would have wore that unless you realize that it don't matter. Nobody will ever respect you. People will make fun of you and no one will ever care. The thing is, we say they don't care, but they do because they don't want to own up to it. They never want to say, "Hey, yeah, we cheated, but we got the natty," and that. No, they never want to do that. They
They
don't.
laugh
They don't want to
about
win
it.
it. They
And,
don't.
and they got the natty, but you know what? Our natty has built a foundation.
Yeah.
Their natty, they started to crumble out of that because they lost all
Yeah.
their coaches. They lost some players, and they have not been able to recruit at the level that we have been. And so we are building a foundation. We've got a young coach that he might win 2, maybe 4 more. Who knows?
He wants to, for sure.
Yeah,
That's his goal, is to become the greatest head coach in Ohio State's history. That's his goal. and
exactly.
as Roland Coconut said it, not tainted. Nothing you can say about Ryan Day. No matter how much people want to talk about Ohio State spending money on their roster, here's the reality, people. It's only going to be for the players. Like, the most money they will spend, most of the money will go to the guys who have already been on this team. If you're an impact freshman, like, say, a Jeremiah Smith, yes, you're going to get paid like the seniors. If you're like a Jeremiah Smith. But transport players also will get paid a little more as well. Now, you will see recruits get some money, but it ain't going to be as much as, like, the seniors and the transfers, because, like, you got to prove it first. That's their whole thing. So, and I like the structure in which Ohio State has, because I'm like, it's a great way to build a foundation, because players aren't just coming here for money. Like, you're coming here because you want to be a Buckeye. They can understand if some kids may want to go, like, they want to be Buckeyes, but they also are in tough family situations where they want to make the money to help their family get out of certain situations, which is understandable, and they ain't mad at it. They're like, listen, if that's good for you, go ahead. We're not mad at you for doing that. Go ahead, go help out your family. That's always going to be number one. But I think Ohio State will tell them is, if you ever feel like you want to come over here, we got a spot for you. I know that's how they sell it too. It's like in the transport. If you ever want to come, you got a spot. And they have been looking at some kids in the portal. I will say, you do have some kids who are in the transport, who are looking into the transport portal after the season, wanting to come to the Buckeyes. I ain't gonna say no names, but I do know there are some kids who are looking into it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and they have to fit the culture.
Yep.
Like you said, it's not about money with Ohio State. Uh, it's about the culture. And if you fit the culture, the money's not a primary issue to you.
Well, and the way they sell it about development too. You're gonna get developed
Yeah.
here. You're gonna get developed to take it the next step. Not only are you gonna be a better player, but you're gonna be a better person. That's the way they look
Yes.
at these kids.
That's how, and they said it too with all the players they've had. Not only like with players like you and others that they've had over the years, especially most recently with players like CJ, players like Emeka, like Marvin before his injury, Travion and all them. Because whether you know it or not, the NFL has become the Ohio State Alumni Showcase. That's what everybody's been calling it. Because they're like, man, all these Ohio State players are coming out here just having having like breakout rookie seasons, and like, this is like the Ohio State Alumni Showcase out here, which is so baffling to them. Because it's like,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot.
And it's like this many players breaking out in like one season. I mean, Jason Smith-Njigba is on his way to be having a historical season. So
Wow.
it's like, if he keeps it up, I mean.
Question I got for you, Orlando. Do you ever go back to the Woody at all and see your jersey up there on the wall? Because they got everybody's jersey that played in the NFL, and they have it up on the wall. I don't know if you've been back to see it.
I've been back, but not recently.
Okay.
The time that I went back, it may have been, I don't know, 10 years ago. And they did, they had my nameplate up there,
Okay.
but I didn't know they had the jerseys up there.
Yeah, they were showing
That'd be a lot of jerseys.
Well, I was watching
Oh,
like
it
a
is?
tour of it. They were showing a tour, showing these, all these recruits, and they had a whole wall filled with just jerseys of everybody that went to the league from Ohio State. So
Yeah, from the past and most recently.
I mean,
Well, I'm very proud to be part of that tradition. It means something when you are an Ohio State football player. And for me, I like to say that I'm a real Buckeye. When people ask me if you're a Buckeye fan, I always say, no, I'm a real Buckeye. And they're like, well, what does that mean? I said, well, I was born in Ohio. Okay, and I was an Ohio State fan. I went to school at Ohio State, and I played for Ohio State. And so I bleed Ohio State.
What does being a Buckeye for life mean to you? What does that mean to you personally?
Um, it means a lot because there's a brotherhood that we understand what we went through. We bled and broke bones and it just we gave it all for our brotherhood, for the school, for the greater community. It's special. That is a special thing to be a Buckeye,
Yeah.
and so I wear it proud.
Hey, you should be. Um, William Boswell actually was Jack Tatum your best Buckeye player?
Was he my favorite Buckeye player?
Yeah, basically something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now I did play with his nephew, Roland Tatum,
Okay.
Oh.
and Roland was a very good player, hard hitter, just like his uncle. Um, Favorite man, there's so many. Um, Jack Jack Tatum would be in that top five because I liked his aggressiveness. Um,
Was there anyone you tried to model your game after that you're like, man, I want to be like that guy?
he wasn't a Ohio State Buckeye, but I try to model my game after my older brother Quentin.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh, and so my older brother, he played at Youngstown State and played was drafted by the Cowboys, played for the Redskins, the '82 Super Bowl team,
Oh, nice.
and so just growing up watching him play, his style of play, particularly in college, I just saw him do so many incredible things on the field. That's who I modeled myself after.
What position did he play?
He was outside linebacker as well.
Nice. Hey, did you have a kidney transplant?
Yeah. I had a kidney transplant in 2016, and so when I was in my 30s, I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, and they tried to do something about it at that time. Doctor basically said, there's nothing we can do, but when you're in your 50s, you're going to probably need a transplant. And that's exactly what happened. And, you know, uh, it was a very scary period because at that stage I had stage 4 and I was in pretty bad shape. And I was still coaching. I kept a lot of my pain to myself. I didn't want to burden anybody with it, but I was in a lot of discomfort and pain. And but God had a plan. My beautiful wife Penny ended up being my donor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we had met 30 years ago, and she ended up being my donor.
When I was in high school, we actually had a coach who had the same condition you had, and he was in pretty bad shape, but he would still come to practice every day. And we all looked up to him. The one night, it was a halftime at the football game, and his pager went off, and he had to go, and they airlifted him to the University of Wisconsin. And he had to get a kidney transplant.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, that was 25 years ago, and he's still doing good.
Mm, that's
So
awesome.
God bless you and your wife. Glad everything worked
Yeah.
out for you, man.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's great to
Orlando,
hear.
I feel pretty good now. I feel great.
can we get a little prediction from you this week's game? Get a little rundown what you would like to see happen. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think we're going to win. We'll probably win by 21 points. Um, but I think what I've noticed is the team is. It looks like um, they're working on things
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
right now. It kind of looks like a scrimmage at times. Um, and so I expect them to continue to work on things, um, preparing for Michigan. and then the game after Michigan.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I
and
think
so
that's I think that's what we've been seeing out of them is constantly looking at because from the UCLA game to the Purdue game and all the games in between, I think they've been doing some different stuff trying to figure out what they can add to their offense and what they may need to work on.
right,
And then
yeah,
they got a lot of younger players a chance to play and get them valuable
Yeah.
game reps because you never know if someone's going to get hurt and you need them in the playoffs.
I
So
love
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Actually, I want to ask you this. Did you watch the Lorenzo Styles Jr. kickoff return touchdown?
Man, I was so happy for him and for his brother and for just his whole family,
yeah,
because his
Hmm.
journey from Notre Dame to Ohio State and his first year, he didn't get as much playing time, but now he's getting that playing time. And just, how long has it been? Like 20 years since we had
Yeah, like 15, almost 20 years. The
Roy
something
Hall.
like
last, yeah,
Roy
Jordan Hall was
Hall.
the last,
the
2010.
last. Yeah, so that was really cool. I really identify that, and then see those two brothers together,
Mm.
uh, celebrating together. That was nice.
Because
Not,
they asked them, I'm sorry, TG. They asked
no,
them, do you ever show your dad your rings? And they go, yeah, we do it. He just pulls out a Super Bowl ring and shows that to us. So he kind of trumps our national championship ring. So because their
I
dad
mean,
was
it
an
does.
awesome their dad, Lorenzo Sr., was one awesome
He's
linebacker, man. He
a heck
was
of a linebacker. Yes.
oh man,
Yeah.
he was tough too.
Not only that, but like think about it like this, because think about how awesome it is that we had a punt return for a touchdown for the first time in 10 years last year with Caleb Downs. And then this year we go back to back with a kickoff return for the first time in like 15, almost 20 years. Like,
Right.
how
Yeah.
insane is that?
That's crazy.
Um,
Let's get some more.
you
Let's
know,
get one against
Man, Brandon
Michigan.
Ennis almost broke one against Purdue. He almost broke one. It was like if he had broke that one tackle, he made that one guy miss, he would have had a second punt return for a touchdown. That's not Ohio State. But said, hallelujah, special teams is actually doing something.
Well, I want to wait. Did we get a block punt this year?
Yeah,
yeah,
we did. It was in the same UCLA game, except the punter actually punted it right into Caden Curry's chest.
Yeah.
right at
Yeah.
the side of his foot.
Yeah.
I think I know what he was trying to go for, but it just went so wrong.
Ooh, shanked it, I guess.
Yeah, man. Well, Orlando, we appreciate you. You are welcome to come back anytime you want.
Oh,
I mean, it's just been awesome to have you on. Is there any other questions you got for Orlando before we let him go? He's been gracious with an hour to give us. So
The only thing I will ask is about today's football landscape, which is about portal and NIL. And how do you think it's affected affected programs like in Ohio State?
wow, that's a good question. Um, First of all, I'm for the players to get as much money as they can get because careers are short,
mhm.
and not everybody's going to get to the NFL. And so I'm for them getting money. Um, the process, maybe they need to work on that. It's kind of out of control a little bit. And so I think they should work on that. Um, it has affected a lot of teams. I think it's probably added parity amongst
Yeah.
teams. And I think the way that Ohio State is doing it is the right way, where you sell your culture. And it's special to be in a Buckeye. Not everyone can be a Buckeye. And, if you're the right type of guy that has that character and understands how special it is, not just to play for Ohio State, but to go to the school and then benefit after your playing days. Um, you know, it's not all about money. It just isn't.
You can.
Big part, but the whole you got. I think you just got to see the whole picture as a player, and I think we've been very fortunate in that we have a coaching staff that seems to be selling that the whole picture, and we're picking up some kids that going to continue uh, the traditions.
I mean,
Sean?
it's awesome. You can just see how how much pride you have the way you just talk about the university, and it's just that's awesome to see, and we appreciate you.
Well, thanks for having me. This has been fun.
I'll tell you what, this off season I'm gonna do a show. We're gonna broadcast. We're gonna stream some old games. I want to do some Buckeye Classic games. I'd love you to come on and we'll stream a game that you played in, and maybe we can get a couple of your teammates to come on with you and just talk about the game and share some laughs and kind of break it down and tell some stories about it. If you'd like to do that, let me
All
know.
right, that sounds great. I'm all for it.
Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you. TG, you want to let everybody know about my bookie quick before we get out of here?
Yes, so guys, we pretty much have something new for my bookie. Future up, ready. If you guys are ready for Thanksgiving, that is. Obviously, if you guys can survive Thanksgiving with your families, you deserve an easy W. That's where my bookie got you covered. The lock of the season, it's back, baby. This is the bet that every bettor is talking about, and because it doesn't miss. A single touchdown is all it takes. Bears, Eagles, Black Friday, one trip to the end zone, and you double your money. It's the simplest bet you'll ever make and the easiest cash of the season. That's why we all love mybookie.com, because you'll get so much book sport. You guys will get so much sports book. You'll get the casino and you'll get every one spot. No apps, no hoops. Just hit the site and on action. You guys can use the promo code Ohio, OHIO, when you sign up, and you can grab a welcome bonus to get started now. Load it up, lock in, and enjoy the feast at my bookie this Thanksgiving, y'all. Trust me, you guys are gonna enjoy it.
Guys, just we appreciate everybody in the chat that come and watch us. To our producer Vader, love you, guy. Thanks for all that you do, Eric and Chris. Thanks for giving us a platform to do our show. If it wasn't for you guys watching, we wouldn't be able to do this. And to our special guest, Mr. Orlando Lowry, we appreciate you coming on and thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you.
And how do we end this, TG?
OH.
I-O.
Go Bucks.
Still sucks.
Yep. Go Bucks, and Scub still sucks, y'all. Y'all know the drill. Peace, everybody.
I